Hello everybody, welcome again to the lecture series on Fourier series. In the previous class, we have discussed about some problems regarding the Fourier series. Now we will continue that discussion by taking another problem, that is find Fourier series for the signal given as this is the f of t signal, and again it is also again the square wave only. In the previous problem also we have taken square wave only, but this square wave is symmetrical with respect to y-axis. That means it is a even signal and it is the odd signal. We will see the conclusions after completion of this problem. What will happen to the coefficients of the Fourier series if you take a real and even signal, and if you take real and odd signal, what will happen to the coefficients? Those are the conclusions we should obtain from these two problems. Okay, so now we will do this problem by using the time differentiation property only. Already I have mentioned this problem can be done in two different ways. One is by using the time differentiation property or by using the normal Fourier series coefficient formula. First again I will tell how to do using the Fourier series coefficient formula directly. So Cn is equal to 1 by t integral over time period f of t into e power minus jn omega naught into t. By using this formula, you need to calculate Cn value. After calculating Cn value, the f of t can be written like this. Sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity Cn e power jn omega naught into t. Whatever the Cn value we got from this one, that has to be substituted here. Then this is called exponential Fourier series expression for the given periodic signal f of t. This is one way. So in order to do this one, we have to define f of t signal, that means given signal, over one period. How to define that one? From here to here one period is completed, that is from 0 to capital T. So f of t is equal to 1 by 2 when t is changing from 0 to t by 2, and f of t is equal to minus 1 by 2 when t is changing from t by 2 to capital T. So in this way we have defined mathematically the f of t signal over one period, and that definition has to be used in the calculation of the exponential Fourier series coefficient Cn. Okay, and that Cn has to be utilized in this formula. Then we will get the exponential Fourier series. This is the standard method, or by using the direct formula Cn we can able to get the Fourier series expression. Instead of doing like this, we will do in another manner also what we have done for the previous problem, that is by using the time differentiation property. Once I will write here time differentiation property, f of t is having the Fourier series coefficient is Cn. d by dt of f of t is having the Fourier series coefficient of jn omega naught into Cn. Already I have mentioned that one time differentiation will provide jn omega naught. One jn omega naught will be available. How many number of times you are doing the differentiation in time domain, that many number of times here jn omega naught will come. That means what is the statement I have given? Differentiation in one domain leads to multiplication of the variable in another domain. If you do differentiation here the variable is n omega naught, that has to be multiplied with the coefficient. If you do differentiation here, then here you need to multiply with its variable, that is time t. Okay, so here we are discussing about the time differentiation property. So in the time domain only we are doing the differentiation. So in the frequency domain we have to multiply with the variable n omega naught. So by using this problem we are analyzing we are finding the Fourier series expression for this problem by using this property. Okay, so instead of doing by using this direct method, we will use this method. That means we need to do the differentiation for the given signal. So I am doing the differentiation now. d by dt of f of t zero t by 2 capital T, and this is minus t by 2. At 0 there is a discontinuity, so the differentiation will become impulse. Already we have discussed this one many times. And 0 to t by 2 amplitude is 1 by 2, that is constant, so differentiation will become 0. Exactly at t is equal to capital T by 2, discontinuity is there, that is from 1 by 2 to minus 1 by 2. So you will get the impulse with the strength of 1 minus 1, and from when t is changing from t by 2 to t, the amplitude is minus 1 by 2. If you do the differentiation, you will get 0, and at t is equal to capital T, there is a discontinuity with the change of amplitude, that is from minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2. So here we will get the differentiation of the discontinuity is the impulse. At t is equal to minus t by 2, the amplitude is changing from 1 by 2 to minus 1 by 2. So the differentiation will become impulse with the strength of minus 1. This is the differentiation, okay, of the f of t signal. Now you calculate the Cn value for this one. Then after that we will use the differentiation property of the Fourier series. Okay. So if you see this d by dt of f of t, what we have done for our previous problem, same thing we will apply. If you see this one, here two types of the impulses are there. One is above the x-axis, another one is below the x-axis. For the impulse strain, if the impulse strain is like this, 0t, it is 2t, it is minus t, minus 2t. For example, if the impulse strain is like this, it is generally represented with del t of t. It is having the Fourier series coefficient Cn is equal to 1 by t. Instead of representing with Cn, I am taking directly 1 by t because already signal is given. Okay, so this is having the Fourier series coefficient is 1 by t. Same signal is available here also above the x-axis. That is, at t is equal to 0, one impulse is there with the strength 1. At t is equal to capital T, one impulse is there with strength 1. Like that, many number of impulses are there as similar to this one only. So, for the impulse strain which is above the x-axis is having the Fourier series coefficient is 1 by t. This is a standard one. Already we did in our previous classes only. Okay. So, you need to remember that one. The Fourier series coefficient for the impulse strain above the x-axis is 1 by t. That is over. What about below the x-axis? Here below the x-axis is not exactly similar to this impulse strain, but it is similar to the impulse strain only by taking the shifting to the right side by t by 2 seconds. Instead of having the impulse at t is equal to 0, it is having the impulse at t is equal to t by 2. After that, it will be having the impulse at 3t by 2. Like that, it will be having at the time distance of capital T only. That means same impulse strain is there by shifting by t by 2 seconds. So shifting is there in the time domain means exponential term will come in the frequency domain. So for this particular impulse strain, the Fourier series coefficient is given by 1 by t, but for this one the Fourier series coefficient is given by, because it is available below the x-axis, minus I am taking, and it is the impulse strain, so that 1 by t I am taking, but it is shifted impulse strain. Shifted by how many seconds? Capital T by 2 seconds. Because time shifting in the frequency domain we should get exponential. Right side shifting, that's why e power minus j n omega naught into how many seconds it has been shifted? Capital T by 2. So capital T by 2. This is the coefficient for the impulse strain which is below the x-axis, and this is the coefficient for the impulse strain above the x-axis. So if you add these two, then you will get total signal d by dt of f of t. So the d by dt of f of t is having the Fourier series coefficient like this: 1 by t minus 1 by t into e power minus j n omega naught into t by 2. Okay, 1 by t is obtained from the impulse strain which is above the x-axis, and minus 1 by t e power minus j n omega naught t by 2 is obtained from the impulse strain which is below the x-axis. Okay, so I am calculating here omega naught into t by 2, that is equal to omega naught means 2 pi by t into t by 2, that means tt will be cancelled, 2 will be cancelled, it is pi. So e power minus jn omega naught into t by 2 means we can write e power minus jn omega naught into t by 2 can be written as pi. So it is equal to, it is in the form of e power minus j theta, that is cos theta minus j sin theta. So cos of n pi minus j sin n pi. For whatever the value of n, this sin n pi is equal to 0. You take n is equal to 1. Sin pi is 0. N is equal to sin 2 pi is 0. Sin 3 pi is 0. Sin 4 pi is 0. So anyway, this sin term will be vanished. But what about this cos n pi? Cos n pi will become minus 1 when n is equal to 1. If you take n is equal to 1, cos pi is minus 1. If you take n is equal to 2, cos 2 pi is 1 plus 1. If you take n is equal to 3, cos 3 pi is minus 1. If you take n is equal to 4, cos 4 pi is plus 1. So depends upon the n value, alternately it is changing from minus 1 to plus 1 and plus 1 to minus 1. So simply we can tell when n is odd, then this cos n pi is equal to minus 1. When n is even, this cos n pi is equal to plus 1. So orally we can able to write this is minus 1 all to the power of n. So this one is instead of e power minus jn omega naught into t by 2. So finally we can write d by dt of f of t is having the coefficient 1 by t. By taking in these two, 1 by t as common, from the first one you will get 1, from the second one you will get cos n pi, that is minus 1 all to the power of n. Okay, and if you understand the property, it will be very easy. And you need to know that the Fourier series coefficient for the impulse train is 1 by t. If it is shifted, you need to take the exponential terms. If you can able to understand that one, the problem is simple. So d by dt of f of t is having the coefficient 1 by t into 1 minus minus 1 all to the power of n. Okay, and here I am writing if n is odd, what will happen? If n is equal to 1, this will become minus 1 only. So 1 minus of minus 1, it will become 2, that means 2 by t. Okay, if you take n is equal to 3, it will become minus 1 all to the power of 3 will become minus 1. That means 1 plus 1 will be 2, 2 by t. That means whenever n is odd, it will become 2 by t. If n is even, what will happen? You see, if n is even, that means if n is equal to, this minus 1 all to the power of 2 will become plus 1, 1 minus 1 will be 0. So the coefficient will become 0. If you take n is equal to 4 also, the coefficient will become 0. That means this non-zero coefficient you will get, 2 by t coefficient you will get whenever n is odd only. Okay, for odd number of n, you will get this non-zero coefficient, that is 2 by t. But this is not the coefficient for the given problem, given signal. It is the coefficient for d by dt of f of t, not for the f of t. So for d by dt of f of t, we can write actually d by dt of f of t, the exponential Fourier series coefficient is given by jn omega naught into the coefficient of f of t, that is cn. So we need to find cn actually. Okay, so d by dt of f of t is having the coefficient jn omega naught into cn. This is the thing we have taken from the time differentiation property, but already we know what is the coefficient for d by dt of f of t from this analysis. Already we got this is the coefficient, that is 2 by t. So it must be equal to 2 by t, but here n should be odd. Are you getting? This is the f of t is a given signal, but instead of calculating the coefficient for f of t directly, we have calculated the coefficient for the d by dt of f of t. For the d by dt of f of t, we got the coefficient, that is 2 by t. Okay, that is 2 by t. Next, but for the d by dt of f of t from the time differentiation property, the coefficient is given by jn omega naught into cn. So cn is the coefficient for the f of t. That is our requirement. So jn omega naught into cn is the coefficient for the d by dt of f of t from the time differentiation property. But for d by dt of f of t, already we have calculated the coefficient, that is 2 by t whenever n is odd. So these two are the coefficients only. This one we have calculated. This is from the time differentiation property. So these two must be equal. So from this we can get Cn is equal to 2 by T 1 by Jn omega naught. It is equal to 2 by T 1 by Jn omega naught means we can write 2 pi by T. So Tt will be cancelled, 2 will be cancelled. It is equal to 1 by Jn pi. So 1 by j can be written as minus j. So minus j by n pi. Like this we got the answer. So now finally we got the coefficient for the given signal is minus j by n pi. Okay. So now coefficient is obtained. You can able to write the Fourier series expression by substituting this coefficient in place of the exponential Fourier series coefficient formula. Sorry, in place of the exponential Fourier series formula, that is sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Cn is there, in place of Cn you need to write this one into e power jn omega naught into t. Okay, but problem is over. This is the coefficient for this problem, and for the previous problem we got the coefficient 1 by n pi sin of n pi by 2. Okay, so you observe these two problems. Now conclusions from these two problems you have to observe. This is in the previous problem we have taken f of t is a square wave, and now present in the present problem also we have taken f of t is equal to square wave only. But what is the difference in between previous problem square wave and present problem square wave? Means previous problem square wave is the symmetrical signal or even signal. It is allowing the property of f of minus t is equal to f of t. So it is the real and even signal. Here I have mentioned real and even signal. But in the present problem f of t is a square wave, but it is not even. That we can tell by just by observing. And if you can able to apply the property of the odd signal, that is f of minus t is equal to minus f of t, then you can understand that this given f of t signal is the odd signal. So it is real and odd signal, it is a real and even signal. Okay, so why I am telling all these things means now the conclusions will be given to you. For real and even signal, what is the coefficient you got? 1 by n pi sin n pi by 2. Now you calculate this one by taking n is equal to odd number only we will take. So if you take n is equal to odd, calculate. So for example, if you take n is equal to 1, what will you get? 1 by pi sin pi by 2. Okay. Next, if you take n is equal to minus 1, 1 by minus pi sin of minus pi by 2. Sin of minus pi by 2 is equal to minus sin of pi by 2. So minus minus will be cancelled, you will get same thing. That means whether you are taking n is positive or negative, same thing you are getting. That means this coefficient is also even only. That is the thing we are getting. So if the signal is real and even, the coefficient is also even. If the signal is real and odd, what is happening to the coefficient? Coefficient is purely imaginary. These are very, very important conclusions. If the given signal f of t is real and even, the Fourier series coefficient is also even. We have proved that this Cn is a even signal by taking the positive values of n and for negative values of the n. For both positive values of n and negative values of n, Cn we are getting as the same thing. That means it is a even signal, or it is having the even spectrum. So whenever the given f of t signal is real and even, the coefficient is also even only. But whenever the given signal is real and odd, then the coefficient is purely imaginary. Purely imaginary. There is no real term also. You can able to observe that one. Only j term is available. That means it is purely imaginary. Now, the new one is half wave symmetry. We have seen even symmetry, odd symmetry. Now it is half wave symmetry. Even symmetry means what will you tell? One signal is said to be even whenever the signal should be equal to its time reversal. The time reversal version of the signal is equal to the original signal, then we can tell f of t is the even signal. And f of t is odd signal whenever the time reversal version is equal to amplitude reversal. So minus is available in front of the independent variable that is representing the time reversal. if minus is available in front of the dependent variable, that is called amplitude reversal. So whenever time reversal of the signal f of t is equal to amplitude reversal of the signal f of t, then we can tell f of t is the odd signal. Okay. So if the signal is real and even, its coefficient is even. If the signal is real and odd, its coefficient is, just now we have seen that it is purely imaginary. Now we will see about the off phase symmetry. So what is off phase symmetry? Off phase symmetry means, for the signal f of t I am telling, the f of t signal is said to be having the off phase symmetry whenever this signal is equal to minus f of t plus or minus t by 2. If this equation is satisfied, then we can tell f of t is having the off phase symmetry. Whenever signal is having the off phase symmetry, then its DC term is equal to 0, its AN is equal to 0 and BN is equal to 0 for even n values, and AN is not equal to 0 and BN is not equal to 0 for odd n values. That means odd harmonics will be available. Harmonic is nothing but what? Harmonic is nothing but integer multiples of fundamental frequency. Okay, omega naught is the fundamental frequency, n omega naught is representing the integer multiples of the fundamental frequency. N is the integer. So if n is equal to 1, you will get the fundamental frequency omega naught. If n is equal to 2 times of the fundamental frequency, if n is equal to 3 times of the fundamental frequency, like that you will get. So harmonic is nothing but integer multiples of the fundamental frequency. So if the signal is satisfying the off phase symmetry property, then the signal is having the coefficients for only odd number of n only. That means for n is odd, then only it is having the coefficients. Okay, the Fourier series is existing. For even n, the coefficients are equal to 0. These are the coefficients I have given with respect to trigonometric Fourier series. Okay, so now one problem is given, and we can able to identify whether the signal is having the off phase symmetry or not just by observing this one. That is f of t is equal to minus f of t plus or minus t by 2. You need to identify the total time period capital T. Then you need to shift the signal either right side or left side by half of the time period. Here if you see, it is t by 2. So we have to shift the signal either right side or left side. Plus or minus is there. Minus is for the right side and plus is for the left side. So we need to shift the signal either right side or left side by half of the time period. That means only capital T by 2 seconds we need to shift. And then we need to do the amplitude reversal also. After performing these two operations, one is shifting and second one is amplitude reversal. Whatever the obtained signal is equal to the original signal, then we can tell that signal is having the off phase symmetry. Okay, so I am doing that one just by taking this one. Okay, only this part I am taking instead of taking the total signal. So I am shifting this one to the right side by capital T by 2. Shifting is over. Then amplitude reversal I am performing. So amplitude reversal means we need to rotate with respect to x-axis. Those amplitude reversal will be happen. So this is the thing I got, and this is exactly available in the original signal also. So it is satisfying this particular equation. So this signal is having the off phase symmetry. For this signal, if you calculate A naught, compulsory you will get 0. If you calculate AN, you will get 0 for even number of n. Even n. And if you calculate Bn, you will get it is also 0 for even n. But for odd n and odd n, you will get non-zero values of An and Bn. Okay, if it is having another properties like odd signal like that, then odd signal properties, some other things are there. For the odd signal, only Bn is existing. An is 0 and A naught is 0. Both A naught and An are related to cosine terms only, but Bn is related to sine terms. In the starting of this particular Fourier series, I have explained that one. If you have only even symmetry, then this is having A naught, it may have A naught and An, but Bn is 0. Bn is 0. If Bn is 0, sine terms are zeros. Only cosine terms it is having. So these are the possibilities are available. All these things we can able to see. But now I am introducing to you that is half phase symmetry in this particular lecture. So half phase symmetry means, once again I am writing the formula here. If the signal is satisfying this particular equation, that is f of t is equal to minus f of t plus or minus capital T by 2. We have to shift the signal by half of the time period, either maybe right side or left side. After that we need to do the amplitude reversal. After performing this one, if it is again equal to the original signal, then we can tell that is the half wave symmetry. Instead of doing all these things, one simple technique I will tell, that is identify the full time period, that is from here to here. I am writing here full time period, and this time period is equal to, I am writing like this, first half period plus second half period. First half period plus second half period. Full time period means from 0 to capital T. First half period means 0 to T by 2, that is this one. This is the first half period. Second half period means from capital T by 2 to capital T. So this is the second half period. I am taking this one. Okay, like this you need to observe. Whenever signal is there and whenever you are looking for half phase symmetry, you observe the signal like this. One full time period, first half period, second half period. If the first half period is equal to minus of second half period, that means amplitude of the first half period is equal to minus of amplitude of the second half period. If it is available like that, then directly we can tell the signal is having the half phase symmetry. You see here, first half period amplitude, that is 1 by 2. That is 1 by 2. It is equal to minus minus. Second half amplitude of the second half period. This is the second half. Already I have told what is amplitude, minus 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. So this condition is satisfied. So the given signal is having half phase symmetry. Or you can check this particular case also. You will get the same thing. Already I have given to you. Okay. So the signal is having half phase symmetry. So you no need to calculate A0 value, directly 0 you can able to tell. And this is having the coefficients an and bn only for odd n values only. For even n values, an is equal to 0 and bn is equal to 0. That is compulsory. Okay. So in sometimes what will happen means the signal will be shifted to right side. Sorry, the signal will be shifted to upside or downside. If the signal is shifted to upside, that is nothing but positive DC is available in the signal. That means A0 value will be available as positive number. If the signal is shifted to downside, then we can say the signal is having the negative DC value. Okay, negative DC value, that means A0 will be available as a negative number. Okay, so that you will see in the coming problems. Now the half phase symmetry means this is the thing. How to identify the half phase symmetry, that I have told you, and what are the coefficients are available and what are the coefficients are not available. Those are the things I have discussed here. Now these are the things just now already I have discussed. The signal can be purely real and even. One rectangle, one square wave we have taken, and even signal we have taken. That even rectangle signal we have taken or square wave we have taken. For that we have observed what is the coefficient. Coefficient we got real and even only. Okay. If the signal is even, that is having only cosine terms. And DC also, some people will tell that if the signal is even signal, that is having cosine terms and DC. That means here AN terms are available and A0 is also available. But A0 itself is the cosine only. Okay. A0 cos 0 into omega naught into t. These things we have taken in the initial class of the Fourier series. So A itself is related to cosine, but specifically A0 is nothing but DC term. That's why they are writing separately. Okay. So when the signal is real and even, this particular coefficient, exponential Fourier series coefficient is also real and even. And if you coming to the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients where cosine terms and DC terms are available, but Bn is equal to 0. That means cosine sine terms will be equal to 0. Next, if the signal is real and odd, what is happening to the exponential Fourier series coefficient means purely imaginary. We have proved this one by taking the problem. Again the square wave, odd signal we have taken. In this case we have taken even square wave, here odd square wave we have taken, and we calculated the Cn, we got purely imaginary term, we got something like minus j by n pi we got. So that is purely imaginary. What is happening to the trigonometric Fourier series coefficients means here we will have only Bn terms. Okay, a0 and an are equal to zeros. Then half wave symmetry. Just now we have discussed about the half wave symmetry, and I have told that for the odd harmonics, whenever n is odd, then only we will get the harmonics. That means, then only we will get the non-zero values for the coefficients. That means an and bn will be existing for odd n only. For even n, an is 0 and bn is 0. Okay, and in that the DC can be available, cannot be available. Generally we will take a0 is equal to 0 only. This is about trigonometric Fourier series coefficients. What will happening to the exponential Fourier series coefficient means the same thing. Here also Cn will be available for n is odd. So for odd harmonics only coefficients are existing. For even harmonics coefficient is 0. Next, real and even half wave symmetry. So even will be available and half wave symmetry will be available. Both properties we have to include. Okay, because it is even, you see the difference in between these two. Here we did not mention it is even, but here even is there. So even signal property it has to satisfy, and half wave symmetry property also it has to satisfy. If it is only half wave symmetry, you observe only odd harmonics I have given. That means an is existing and bn is also existing. But at the same time, if it is even, bn should be equal to 0 according to this one. Bn must be equal to 0. So in addition to this condition, we have to include the conditions of the even signal also. At that time, you will have only an. That means only odd cosine terms only we will get. Why odd? Because it is half wave symmetry. Why cosine terms? Because it is even. Like that you have to think. Next, odd in the half wave symmetry. Because half wave symmetry is there, odd will come. That is, odd number of the coefficients will be existing for odd harmonics only. This is odd. This condition we have taken because it is the half wave symmetry. Because it is the odd signal, an must be equal to 0. an must be equal to 0. That means cosine terms will not be available because it is the odd signal. But sine terms will be available. Bn is available means sine terms are available. So odd sine terms will be available. Okay, because it is the odd signal and also it is having the half wave symmetry. Okay, so these are the very, very important conclusions, these things. Now, next problem is Fourier series of the signal given below consists of. So we no need to do a Fourier series for this one in order to know what are the coefficients are available. Whatever the previous table I have given, if you understand this one, you can able to answer this particular problem. Now you see whether the Fourier series is having DC terms or sine terms or cosine terms or only sine terms or only cosine terms, or it is having only odd harmonics only, or it is having only sine terms only. What is the answer that we need to see? In order to answer this one, we need to know what are the symmetries are available here. So we need to check even symmetry, we need to check odd symmetry, we need to check half wave symmetry. These three things we have to check. Okay, and in addition to half wave symmetry, it may contain even symmetry also, or it may contain odd symmetry also. So combination also we need to check. So carefully you need to observe this one. Okay, first I am checking even symmetry. You rotate this signal with respect to y-axis. If you get the original signal, that is called even symmetry. But here there is no such type of thing. That means it is not the even signal. That is confirmed. Okay, it is not the even signal. Next, whether it is odd signal or not, that we will check. So odd signal means what? F of minus t must be equal to minus f of t. So f of minus t means time reversal. We have to rotate this one with respect to y-axis. So this particular thing will be available like this, and this particular thing will be available like this, and it is equal to. Now minus f of t. Minus f of t means what? Amplitude reversal. With respect to x-axis, we have to rotate. That means this one will go upside and this one will go downside. Okay. Now amplitude reversal we have performed, time reversal we have performed. Now you see these two, whether these two things are equal or not. Okay. These two are not equal. That means it is also not having the odd symmetry. Okay. It is not the odd signal also. So it is not even signal. It is not odd signal. It is not even not odd. Now we will check off-phase symmetry. What is the technique I have told for checking the off-phase symmetry, or what is the equation I have given? F of t is equal to minus f of t plus or minus t by 2. You can check this one, or I have told one shortcut method, that is identify the full time period, then identify what is the amplitude available in the first half period and what is the amplitude is available in the second half period. So if the amplitude of the second half period is equal to minus of the amplitude of the second half period, then we can tell it is having the half phase symmetry. Otherwise we will check this condition. So I'm choosing this one, half period, because here this is the shifting is required. I'm doing shifting, it will come like this, then amplitude reversal, it will come like this. So it is satisfying this particular equation. So this is having the half phase symmetry. Whenever it is having the half phase symmetry, what are the conclusions we can give? A0 is equal to 0. An and Bn are equal to zeros for even n values, and An, Bn not equal to 0 for odd n values. Okay. So this is the thing. So then you see the options. It is containing DC. No. First option is wrong. It is containing sine terms only. No, it is containing this cosine terms also, because An is existing. That means cos terms are also existing. So second option is wrong. Third option is wrong. Odd harmonics only. This is the correct option. So option D is the correct one. Now the Fourier series of the, so okay, it is assignment question. The Fourier series of the signal given below consists of, again the same type of question. So here the square wave is given. It is like this actually, 3t by 2, and it is continuing like this. The signal is totally above the x-axis. That means it is having a positive DC. Remember that one. By seeing itself we can tell. So A0 is existing. A0 is not equal to 0. Okay. Then after removing that A0, you need to answer this one. Okay, whenever this type of problems are coming, first we can able to observe whether the A0 is available or not. That means DC is available or not. So DC is available. Now remove that DC and draw the signal. So now I have drawn like this. Now you check for the remaining symmetries, whether it is even signal. No, it is not the even signal. Even we are rotating with respect to the axis, we will not get the same thing. Whether it is odd signal or not, that you need to identify. Whether it is having the half phase symmetry or not. So identify all the symmetries and get the conclusions like this. Okay. So this is the assignment question I have given. Thank you.